Hello, how are you all? One moment here as I get things settled, opened, and ready for us. So it says that I'm live. Let's see if I really am. And it is good to see you. I see that, Mina, you're here. It's lovely to have you with us. Sakshi, if you're here, it's wonderful to meet you and have you with us here too. And I'm so looking forward to sharing with you and everybody else that joins in. Welcome and wonderful. I guess we got started. Yeah, thank you. Nice to see you. Um, getting started a few minutes early today, which is good. So the way I like to start it out just is with a general update for the week. What wants to come through for us all today, and what do we want to be with this week? And then I'll get into some personal questions. Already have about 3 up to answer, and yeah, I'm really excited to see what comes through. So let's take a moment and close our eyes if you like. I'm just going to take a moment and just tune into the collective and seeing again, what are our messages for this week? What's something that can support us all wherever we may be in the world? And yeah, what's wanting to flow? What would good guidance for us this week to be? So curious to see what the cards will say. I got something very, very clear coming through. But I'm going to start with just an Ascended Masters deck card, seeing what is the energy and the vibration. What is the message for us this week? Hey, Chicky, nice to see you, Lexi. Hey, Azria. Hey, Shelly. So beautiful. Perfect. Ah, this is so good. So the card that I got for this week, so the message I got was open our hearts. Can we open our hearts, right? Where can we stand in the heart and stand in the space of feeling grounded and opening into a greater space of being? And so the card that came up is positive change, and it's the energy of Parvati, who is a Hindu goddess, the consort of Shiva, divine mother energy, right? And that energy of the divine mother wanting to open up through us. So this week, it truly feels like, right, we're being asked to come into our hearts, to trust in the changes that are happening, even if we don't see them in our world or in our experience, and to know that everything is happening according to a divine plan. To ground in, I think it's important. So divine feminine energy, it's pure Shakti, right? So it's very creative, very powerful, very alive. And at the same time, it's like the earth energy. It's that energy rising up from our earth. So to me, the message for this week is how can we come into greater connection with our body so that we can fully harness the energy of the Divine Mother and then allow that to move through us in an open-hearted way. I really just love the message, positive change too, because things have been so heavy. And I'm not promising that they're going to get lighter right away, right? There's a lot that we have to move through in a chaos and of the collective, but to know and to trust and to believe that things are really flowing and happening for a greater good and positive change, even if we don't always see that. I know within myself and my work the last couple of weeks, I've really felt I keep getting this image of this clarity and this line of light coming in and starting to ground into the earth and then to open and blossom through me. Like it's almost like this container. And I was working with a client today and I'm like, oh my God, I'm seeing this in them too. And I think for all of us, perhaps we're going to get a little bit of break in the super purification and processing, and then allow it to open up to a greater space of maybe acceptance or peace within ourselves, even if the peace isn't necessarily within the world. I do want to pull one more card for the upcoming week, and I'm just going to pull an herbal card today. Yeah, it's much needed. I agree, Mina. It's because it's chaos out there, right? And hi, Luana. Yes, you can definitely leave a message. We've probably got about 4 questions in front of you right now, so it'll be a little bit of time. And if you could say where you're from, that would be great. So I think the card that's coming through, or the question when I work with the herbal card is, what can we use for support? What is the energy that can support all our systems as we move through this mass evolution? Ah, okay. Burdock. Tap our resources, right? So burdock has this really long tap root. And a lot of people think of it like a weed, right? Because it's so deep, it's so hard to get rid of, but it's also very nourishing. So what this is telling me, and if you look at the picture, it's like the fire and the beautiful cauldron, right? It's like, where can we go deep within ourselves? We can't connect for like with anyone else right now. We can, but we can't like our own livelihood or our own wellness can't be supported by someone else, right? Or what's going on in the collective. So this deep reminder to tap down in the earth, come into a space of deeper being and connection. And from there, that's where all will radiate. I think taking deeper rest as well and continuing to nourish and be gentle with ourselves. So beautiful. So very powerful, positive change, open-hearted, divine feminine, and get down to the earth. So wonderful. So wonderful. So I'm going to start. We've got a list of readings so far. I usually read for an hour. So I'm going to start first with Mina, and then I'm going to move on to probably I'll do Amanda and then Jenny because they had sent theirs in, and then we'll go to Loana, Sashki, and Nettie and go from there. So it's beautiful. I'd love to go to Greece, Loana. And Shelly, you were before Loana, just so you know if I didn't say it. It's beautiful to have you with us, and so lovely to have you with us too, Sakshi. I hope I'm saying your name right. India is one of my favorite places, and I love it. Love the people, love the land, love the energy. Okay, so Mina had a question just about Farad and his feelings and intentions to her. And this is coming straight to Pakistan again. Lovely land, lovely people, a place I have heard such wonderful things about from fellow travelers. Okay. Beautiful. Yes, Lexi, I'd love to do a spread for you. I'm sure I'll have time. So first, just tuning in for Mina. And I'm working with the Ascended Masters deck again, clearing it with love and light, and any messages around Farhad, any messages about his intentions or where he's at right now. Well, I'm like, I don't even know if I need to pick any other cards. This is pretty good. So I think this has a mixed message, but I think it's really powerful. So the card is Osiris, and it's father, husband, brother, son. And so it's that divine masculine and the divine masculine energy. And so again, there's that sense of devotion and definitely interest to you, connection to you, desire to want to show up for you in that greater way and in that way of romance. And then there's also his feeling and his sense of obligation, perhaps to like what he's supposed to do or to like the path that's laid out for him. So he's at a place where he's starting to feel more grounded and more firm in himself. And like I said, there's definitely that desire to show up in your life as the man. And at the same time, obligation, I think, to what his beliefs are and what he needs to show up in other areas of his life. I'm going to pull just a few more cards and see what comes through. And again, working with my favorite deck here, the Rider-Waite deck. All right. And it's similar. Okay, it's similar on some level to some of some of what was going on last week. We worked with a similar question last week for Mina. And there's a lot of like not knowing right now. There's a lot of in between. There's a lot of energy of like, oh my God. Like, so one of the things that comes up is the Nine of Swords. And it's like, you see the Nine of Swords and you're like, oh my God, this looks so bad. But it's like this energy of like uncertainty, of fear, right? Of loss, of despair. And it's like, okay, like, is this what he's feeling? Is this what you're feeling, Mina? Because we're asking more about him, I sense it's more around him and sort of his sense of like going through this process, right? Like of not being sure, not knowing what to do. And, and being worried about losing a lot. We have the Five of Cups where he's focusing on the negative. He's focusing on like what he's afraid of losing instead of the fullness that's there. And he's feeling really, really lost right now. And he's feeling really sort of like, oh my God, like, yeah, and that could be very much why he's worried, right, Nina? And there's an energy of that. I think both of you are feeling this, like being bound and feeling stuck, right? Like feeling trapped, like there's no way forward and no way knowing where to go and what to do. And so I would wait for him. I right now I would wait for him. This is something in a couple weeks we could revisit, but it's really about doing the practical right now, doing what you need to do to get through. Just like what do you need to do to get through, to move forward, to like get through your day. Focus on the practical. And then we have the Ace of Cups, which is like new beginnings, romance, flow, energy, emotional. So very similar in a sense to last week, right? Only showing like, again, within that, there is this positive outcome to come. In my sense, again, is give him the time because until he works through his inner struggles, he's not going to be able to show up for you in the way that you need him to or want him to. Okay. So I hear you, I feel you, I understand how hard it is. And I invite you to just, yeah, do what you can do. Connect with your friends, connect with the energy around you and flow there. So yes, yeah, it's my pleasure. It's so lovely to have you here with us, Mina. So good. So the next question is for Amanda in Kingston, Ontario. And Amanda, I'm getting animal cards for you today. And the energy of Amanda and the energy for the, hi Bob, it's good to see you. And so in the energy of Amanda and the energy of this flow is, is what Amanda's question was, is how can I find more ease? What can help me find more ease in life and in the flow of being? And so I'm being called to work with an animal deck right now. This is a Maya Toll deck. And I'm just going to see what animal wants to come through for you today, Amanda. What is the energy? What is the message? What is the flow? What can support Amanda into coming into greater peace and relaxation, connection with joy, letting go of the patterns? Okay. You're going to laugh so hard. So I know Amanda quite well. House mouse, the mouse. And the energy is work together. Okay. So I know mice have brought a lot of challenge to you in your home and your space. So my invitation for you is, first of all, how can you let go of trying to take care of everything yourself? How can you work together, both with your partner, ask for more help, or again, ask for help from other sources, right? Like, again, like even like with lawn care, with stuff like that, with the practical, can you pay it forward? Can you have someone come help you? Can you have someone work with you? Mouse to me is a gentleness too. Mouse holds a very gentle nature. So where can you be gentle with yourself? Where can you be gentle with others around you? And where can you stop and look at the reactions? That's the other thing that comes to me is when you have a reaction or where you're like, I got to fix this, or I got to move this, or I got to flow through this, is where can I let go? Where can I soften, and where can I open into a little bit more gentleness? And again, this is where asking for help and the working together piece is huge. And I know that's really challenging for the situation you're in, especially when you're feeling your partner doesn't necessarily always have that masculine for you. So where can they pick up the pieces, right? And where can they support you? And how can you flow and work with them? And I know you're listening right now. I know you can't type, but but I feel you're smiling at me. And I'm also going to pull just an Ascended Master card for you here. I'm just clearing them first. Okay. Direct message. Write. Are you journaling? Are you getting your emotions out through writing and then burning the letters? Are you able to move energy that way? So right, that would be the best way to go, and get that energy flowing and get it out. Let it have another access instead of your mind spinning, letting the writing bring it down to earth. Okay. And hi, Chingy. It's beautiful to hear from you. And I would love to get you in. We have quite a few times. Bob is before you. So I think we've got like 7 people before you, and do my best to get you in. I'll be reading till 3 p.m. Central Time today. That's 47 minutes. And feel free, everybody, subscribe to my page or my YouTube. You can check out my website. I do offer really fun, beautiful shamanic journeys on the first Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. Central Time. So I know those of you in the East, that's probably too late, but it would be lovely to have you join in sometime. Okay, who is next? Jenny. So Jenny is in Nashville, Tennessee, and there's a lot of changes going on in her life. And she had written to me asking me to share a question for her. And she just wants clarity on the current situation. And so Jenny, I'm going to go right to the Rider-Waite deck for you. They are beautiful gatherings, aren't they? Yeah. And I'm going to just pick a few cards for Shelly and asking for clarity on her situation, on her family situation right now. First, clearing the cards. Turning into Jenny. What does she need to know? What's any clarity we can have? Hey, this feels really good. Okay, so I pulled 5 cards, and Jenny's in a situation right now where there's been a big shift sort of just in the structure of perhaps the foundational support in her life. And what's going to happen, right? What's going to open up? How are things going to move and flow? And so, yeah, feel free, Mina, to leave a question, and I'll answer it after I'm done with this. So we have the 7 of swords, and the first thing is this feeling like, oh my God, something's been taken away from me. I don't know. And I know that Jenny is in a place of trust, but I don't know if I can trust. I don't know if like it's like, okay, there's like a little bit of stuff here, but like everything I thought that was safe, everything that I thought was good, everything that I thought was held, like it's no longer there. It's no longer like present. Like it feels like life is just sort of like stirring things up. And you got 2 cards that speak to me of great release from bondage. You got the Devil in reverse. And so what this is doing is the situation is opening you up to release you from the chains and the bondage of the way things have been and the way things were. And it's sort of like being in this pattern or this unhealthy pattern where it's like, okay, we're safe and everything's good, but like I got to keep being in this circular pattern, or there's no room for growth, right, in the way that things are. And again, I'm seeing this perhaps as a family unit more than just for you or your partner. It's everything combined, right? So when it's in reverse, it's like there's freedom. There's a crack in the fabric, and that's going to really allow things to open up for you. Not the next card, but the card I picked after that was the 2 of Wands in reverse, which is where it's like, again, freedom from bondage. It's like you've been holding yourself so tight and you've had the blindfold on thinking like, I can't, like, I'm just going to trust. I'm just going to hold things together. It's just got to be that way. And there's going to be a release soon where it's like, no, Here I am. So I see for you a great empowerment happening, a great flow happening, a great shift happening. I see the heart of opening and the blindfold coming off. Again, I see this for you, but I also see it in terms of your family, right? I see it in terms of a potential shift and change. I don't see it as a change as in a breakup or something like that, but like something shifting and moving so that the dynamics are going to change. And I believe in a very positive way. The card in between there was the Four of Wands in reverse. Four of Wands in reverse is not a bad card. It's positive, right side or wrong side up, right side up or wrong side up. But it means there's just like things have been turned upside down in your family life is what this feels like, right? Like it's been turned upside down. It's in this space of like, oh God, like what's happening? Can I trust? Can I feel happy? Can I feel that ground? You definitely can, but the upheaval and the topsy-turvy is very important and very much part of it. And then we have the Ace of Swords, new beginnings. Spirit is bringing you this for a reason. It's cutting through the bullshit. It's cutting through things so that you can really, really grow, so that your family can move ahead. So there can be a shift. There will be a powerful opportunity coming. Things are going to be okay. We're cutting away the dead weight. It's bringing a lot up. It's not going to be comfortable, and yet know there's a new beginning, a new thing flowing forward, and that all will be well. All is well. So there you go. And I don't know if you're live here, Jenny. And if you are, it's good to see you. And if not, I know you'll listen by recording later. Okay, so now we're with everybody that's live via the stream. So first, let me just see Mina's. I think no, so that could be Mina, so your question is about the father, husband, son. It could be both, right? So he's wanting to stand up both to yourself, but then he's got that obligation to his wife, even if they're separated, right? And especially, and I'm making a big assumption here, right? But especially in more the culture that you're in and the space you're in, it's something that he doesn't take lightly is this obligation, right? So I think it's a mix of both. I think there's that desire and that flow towards you, but there's also that obligation towards his other family, towards like his, like I said, even his parental family and all that. And so yes, so that's what I think it is. And I think that's where a lot of the grief is. I think that's where a lot of the energy is. And then I think that's a lot of what he has to work through and work out before he's really ready to show up. He does love you. He cares for you immensely, but he's got a lot of his own processing to move through and work through. So isn't it so interesting, the cards that come up? It's crazy. Okay, so let me go back and see where we're at with our next card. Okay, so next we were looking at Shelly. Okay, so Shelly, any guidance? And so Shelly is in Edmonton, Alberta, someone I've known. Actually, I met Shelly a long time ago doing a live tarot reading in British Columbia, Canada. So let's take a moment. So Shelly, you're getting a Crystal Mandala Oracle card today. It's what's wanting to come through for you. And again, I'll read it on the site, but then I'll send you the picture and more on it later. So what does Shelly most need to know? What's rocking around in Shelly's world right now? What guidance does she need to know? And there is a lot of death around, but the death is all part of the opening. It's all part of opening to the light. And I do see, like, again, a shift in consciousness happening for you. And my only thing, and this is just because I know you so well, is how can you ground as much as possible as this shift comes, as this shift happens. This is a very powerful card. It has Saturn energy in it. It's Ascended Master El Moria and Blue Star Sapphire, and the energy is higher will. Now, this is a beautiful, beautiful card. Don't think I can post pictures in the comments. If I can, maybe I will later. So the energy of blue sapphire karma, to me, it brings in the energy of Saturn, especially from the Jyotish and Vedic astrology. And it's bringing in the energy of both higher will and divine perfection and divine timing. So right now, there's a lot of karma around you, both falling away and being transformed. With Al Moria, I do get the energy of shielding the energy and clearing the energy. So staying in your own sphere, coming into your own body and being in that space of grounded energy and grounded awareness. And from there, moving forward, action and flow. It's bigger than you, as you know. I'm also getting star lion energy. So the star lions are these beautiful lions that have transformed up into the sky, into consciousness, some of them from the lions, white lions in Africa. They are present with you, and they are actually supporting you being in the body, being present as things flow. So I feel like there's a huge karmic sort of unwinding happening for you. There's a lot of light coming in for you. I'm not getting a clarity on the death piece so much, except that it's things falling away that are no longer needed and no longer in that space. Oh, ego death. It wasn't death around you. That's what it is. Ego death. Sorry. So it's like, I mean, it's just, you're in a huge shift of flux. So trust in the process. Very powerful. And then I'll send you, Shelly, I'll send you a picture of this. And there's a ritual that you can do with it as well. Okay, great. And then we'll go to, is that Iona? Iona, not Loana. Iona. So beautiful. Yeah, the feline guides are very, very strong. Okay, Iona in beautiful Greece, a place I would love to go so very, very much. And so a job reading, I'm unemployed for 18 months. Thank you very much. Okay, so let me take a moment and I'm gonna work with, again, my Rider-Waite deck for this. And I'm gonna just clear the cards first for a moment. So good to have you all here with me. Again, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube. I do plan on offering more insights, probably astrology insights and some channeled insights over the next month or two will come on for some live readings, as well as a lot more pre-recorded stuff. Okay, so Iona in Greece. What do we need to know for Iona about work? What does she need to know? I'm actually going to pull a card from a different deck as well. Okay, I'm going to start with, I think, 3 cards for you, Iona. Very powerful. So the message that I got when we were tuning in, or was tuning in for you, is it's like, don't sacrifice yourself or your truth for another. You are very powerful and you have a strong sense of what you're here to do. You might not know what it means that you're here to do, but what is it that you're here to do? And the first card I picked was the Queen of Wands. And so this is all about staying in your power, staying grounded and strong in your power, and trusting in that energy and that divine space that you are. One of the things that you've been doing is you've been looking outward, right? You've been on a path of looking outward. So this is in reverse. And it's not that you shouldn't keep looking for a job. I don't want to tell you not to try to get a job, but it's really about stop thinking about like how you've got to figure it out and how you've got to like, oh my God, it's so vast and I don't know where to go and I don't know what to do. Start tuning in really and truly to your heart and yourself. I don't know if you're a creative energy. I don't know if there's an energy that you want that moves through you, if you're an intuitive in some way, or you're able to work in something that's out of the box, but that's what you're sort of being called and invited to do. And I'll talk a little bit about more of that in a second. And that is really what the main card is this Hierophant in reverse. You're not here to fit in with the norm, and you're not here to fit in on a level to do what you're like expected to do in a traditional job market or a traditional space. So something maybe about self-employment here, something about looking at like, how is it that you want to work, or what is it that you want to bring forth? And stop trying to fit into a box, or stop trying to do something that like is feeling constricted to you. Open up to a greater sense of like, this would make me happy. And maybe that would be like teaching scuba diving on the beach, like, right? Like it might be something just like that, like something, or like, I'm going to go work at a flower shop. But something that makes you happy and that connects you with your power and your space of being would be really, really helpful for you. The other thing I want to say, and this can go for anyone here, is right now in this big shift of the collective we're in, right? A lot of us are finding it hard to not know what our purpose is, or to find that our old purpose is no longer serving us. And the image and the energy that I get from our guides, right, or my guides, is that like the world is changing. And I talked about this at the beginning a little bit, but it's like shifting. And what was is no longer. And yet we don't have like a visceral sense of what's going to be yet. And so a lot of the next pieces aren't coming into play. A lot of the next opportunities aren't coming into the play yet. And so know that some of what's going on is like sort of like, okay, you're in a holding period, and that's okay. Something will move through, something will flow for you, but some of it is about divine timing. And so for you, Iona, especially, it's like, how do you come into your heart? How do you find into your space? And how do you move from there? And yes, very much finding a new purpose, or letting that purpose find you. Or this is like the biggest one and the hardest one, but like that our purpose is enough in just being here, right? And yet we need to survive, right? We need to make money. We need to feel like we can move forward. So, so very much into that. And so I hope that makes sense. I would just continue working on your own, Iona, doing what you need to do to come into your power, and don't be afraid to step out of the box. Okay. And so Sakshi, beautiful name. Yes, current feeling thoughts of Jamshir for you. Yes. Okay, let me take a moment. Okay, so I'm going to pull for you. I'm going to pull one of the Ascended Masters cards to start, and then I'll probably pull a few of those other cards. And Iona, I know I said I was going to pull another card for you, but that was so clear. And then what came through just felt right. So I'm going to stick with that. Okay, this is for Shah. I want to pronounce your name. Sakshi. That's a beautiful name. Okay. So first things, Sakshi, you're seeing the situation accurately. So this is a beautiful card. It's Horus. Horus is actually one of my personal guides. And so just trust that what you're feeling is true. What you're trying to doubt, what you're like, oh, like, can it be true? Can I really trust this? Like, it's true. You're on point. You can trust your intuition in this situation, and know that it's in alignment. So the image I actually got, and I will pour another couple cards, but I did get that there was a lot of light around Jamshir, and that there was an excitement there, not just for you, but perhaps on his end too. Oh, I love that you guys are best friends. That's so sweet. Just going to clear the cards. And it's so good to be with you all. Again, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to tell me where you're from. Let me know what else you'd like to see other than tarot readings. I'm really into human design, so I'm going to be doing some human design stuff soon for sure. Those will be pre-recorded videos. Okay. This is for Jamshir. His feelings towards Sakshi. Oh. Hey, this is big stuff. So first of all, there's big energy here. I'm gonna stop with 3 cards. I might show the last 3, but I got 3 major arcana for you. And Sakshi, major arcana cards are for all of you. Major arcana cards are bigger cards. They have a bigger space on the energy and the flow of things. It's sort of like when life is taking you somewhere. So with Jamshir, there is definitely something karmic here, something past life, something big that's coming in and sort of moving the energy and causing it to flow. And there is going to be movement soon. And so with movement soon, you're going to have some sense of clear direction or clear energy. I mean, if you don't have it already, right? Like that's how powerful this card is. And know that whatever your connection is with Jamshir, it is something bigger than you and it's taking you someplace that you need to go. It's an energy that is moving you through spirit, moving you into growth and moving you into a bigger place. And you guys came in on some level, not, for this, right? Like that's why you're interacting, is for this bigger growth and for this bigger purpose. And so if you're feeling like this big connection or this big power there, it is there. It's there. There's something happening. There's something movement, and there's going to be an invitation or an energy of some sort. I do have the Magician in reverse, and Magician right side up is like this empowered energy. It's like taking the energy, it's bringing all this creation, bringing this flow, working with the elements to create. When it's in reverse, there's a sense of a little bit of stagnancy there and uncertainty there. So this is very different than Farhad's work he has to do, but Jamshir might not, I don't want to say he's not ready, but he's not in a place quite as evolved as you are yet. And so that doesn't mean that things aren't going to flow. Like I said, there is going to be movement soon. There's going to be energy happening soon. But it's also like he's still working through his process. He's still coming into his power. He might not be able to express himself fully or in a way that you can connect with, right? Sometimes you might be like, what the heck? Where's he coming from? Something like that, right? But no, that's him. It's his sort of unfolding. Part of your place or part of your energy in there might be to be a ground and allowing him to work stuff out within himself. You don't work it out for him. It's not about you enabling him or you working it out for him, but it's about him having, having the potential to work through things. And then we have this Strength in reverse. And I think I pulled this card a couple of weeks ago, I think, for the collective. So right side up, it's like being strength through love. It's like handing everything over. It's like taming everything with love. So when it's in reverse, it's not like, oh, I'm not going to give love. I'm not going to be soft. I'm not going to be kind. But there might need to be more action on your part in speaking your truth. And it also might be more action on your part in holding to boundaries and like leaving clear boundaries. Like, what is it that you want, right? What is it that you need? What is it that's okay? And what is it that isn't? And by okay, I don't think, again, it's not that he's going to do anything negative or there's any negative energy with him. It's just really important for you to find out what does your system need and what does it want and what is it that you're calling in, right? And then being very clear on that. Okay. Yes. Okay, so you guys are in a very similar situation, right? These men needing to work things out. So I'm wondering if you're going to hear from him again. Now, you heard from him last month. Wondering with the Chariot if you will hear from him again, or you will hear from him that he's making changes in his family situation or something is shifting in there. And so very much so knowing that that's probably what's going to come in. And again, it's for you to hold that space until you can find that clarity. And so some of this, I'm going to just show the last three cards. We have the Three of Cups in reverse. So it's hard, right? Like you want to like be in love, you want to connect, you want to be in the space. And how do you celebrate it? Like, how do you come into that place? Feels like there's a disconnection. But this is a chance for you to come into your power, to come into really clearly with the Nine of Pentacles. What do you deserve? What do you need? What do you want? And are you willing to like hold out for it, to be honored, to be taken care of, and to come in that space? And then also to allow yourself to be in a space where you can be grounded and yet open-hearted. And this open-heartedness isn't necessarily with him even, but to be in a place where you can feel open-hearted and be open to emotion and emotional flow, right? I do think there's love from his side for you. I think there's a lot of love, but again, there's a lot of unwinding he has to do. There's a lot of there's a lot of like and it's hard again, especially with the culture. It's like there's so much more. Like in the West, it's hard enough, but in the East, there's so much more duty and obligation and all this other stuff. And so when you look at that karmic piece and that piece of like having to move through the layers and having to make the decisions and the shifts, it's a lot for people to move through. And again, so they have to sort of move through it in this process. It's big stuff. And so again, I think there's potential there for him to move through it, but I think it's going to take time. And for you, it's going to be like, do I want to wait that long? Or what do I want? Or what do I need? And that's actually what's really important there, is for you to come into your space and self. And then time will tell on both levels. So much love. I'm glad it makes sense. So let me just go up and see where we're at. Okay, we're doing really good. Okay, Nettie, I hope you're still here. It's good to see you. Is this the same Nettie from Nova Scotia? And if so, wonderful to have you with us. And if not, it's wonderful to have you with us too. And I look forward to seeing what comes through. Let me know where you're from. And then after we do Nettie, we're going to move on to Lexi. So we have lots of time, Lexi. So Lexi, and then Bob is after Lexi. So let's go for Nettie first. Okay, yeah. Hi, Nettie. Okay. Thank you so much, Sakshi. Okay, so Nettie, I'm just going to take a moment and see what cards want to come through. Okay, I'm going to start with an herbal card today. And so these are from Maya Toll. I love these cards. First, I just want to see what the general meaning or general message for you is. Yeah. Again, it's so lovely to be with you all here. Such a gift to share in this space. Ah, I love this. I think this relates to your last reading, Nettie. And hi, Divyansha Mishra. So nice to have you here with us. If there's time, I'll be reading for another 20 minutes. I think I have 3 questions left. So, so I'll let you know if there is time. I'll try and get you in. Okay. You might be my last one if anyone else joins. So the card that came for you, Nettie, is Trillium. And this card I know well. It's spirit into matter. It's bringing life into focus and bringing that spiritual energy and grounding it down. And I love it because there's the gemstones there and there's the energy there that's really allowing things to happen. And again, I'm not sure if I'm remembering the right reading, but I'm sensing that, again, some things are going to come into form for you, that there has been maybe, again, a pause or a stagnancy or not lots of lack of clarity. And so now it's like, it's sort of like Trillium's the first flower that comes up in the spring in lots of places, right? And so there's this energy that's moving through and wanting to come through. And it's like coming from the earth to blossom into life. So there is going to be some growth and some opening and some flow for you. And so I'm really excited for that. And keep trusting spirit. Keep trusting in your process. And again, don't sacrifice because it will come into fruition. And so just really opening into that and knowing it's coming soon. I see it blossoming in your heart, which feels really beautiful and good. And I'm just going to pick a couple cards from the Rider-Waite deck as well. Just clearing the cards. See a lot of heart opening for you. I don't know how to say it more than that. Yes. Yes. Okay. So I don't know if your question was about work last time. I keep thinking I remember that it was, but like, first of all, freedom from fear or restriction, from constriction. You've been holding on, right? And there's going to be a release. There's going to be a shift of like the money issues and the money problems. There's going to be a sense of like, oh my God, like something's opening. And in the gemstones in the trillium, they really speak about that as well. And then the next card was the Five of Pentacles in reverse, which is again is help from outside, help from outer sources. There's going to be support for you coming, and it might be through a friend, an old family friend, an old school friend, or a connection, someone you know. There's going to be opportunity coming your way from someone that sees you, and within that, there's going to be a lot of grace and a lot of potential for being able to relax. And so I'm seeing a lot of good things for you, Nettie. I'm seeing, like I said, spirit into form. So some prosperity or abundance coming in a way that's in alignment for you. And a lot of the fear, a lot of the restriction, a lot of the constriction, releasing, help from outside sources. And then again, a potential invitation, or this might come from a friend, an old family friend, an old school friend, or from someone you've even met in your community who can see you and honor you and call you in. And recognize that. So it feels good. And I've been tuning into you energetically right now. I just feel a tremendous light in your heart. It's really, really beautiful. So I'm excited for you. I'm just going to write that last deck down. It's the illustrated. Okay, great. So let's see, who do we have next? I think we have Lexi in Atlanta next, who is so lovely to have you. Okay, just want to make sure I'm going in order. So Bob, I think you're after Lexi. Let me just see. Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to take a moment and tune in. Yep, it's good to have you with us, Lexi. So good. I'm just thinking what cards want to come through for you. Okay, again, I keep being drawn to the Ascended Masters deck, so we're gonna work with that first, and then we'll work with a couple cards of the Rider Waite. So I just want to clear these. And just so you guys all know, I'm coming from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm here every Tuesday at 2. Feel free to follow my page, check out my social media. Awesome gatherings Tuesday, the first Tuesday, Shamanic Journeys. We go all over the place. It's all online via Zoom. Find that on my website. So Lexi, I just want to honor what I saw last time. You are amazing. Oh, this card just represents what I see in you. Freedom, freedom. So this is Hina, the goddess freedom, just beauty, right? Beauty, grace, power, Shakti, flow. So this, if we're looking at jobs, so the first thing that comes is just freedom. It's like knowing there's a new way possible. I think the last reading we did, there was a lot of flow, a lot of energy, a lot of movement, and perhaps a big change coming. And so I still see with this card that change is possible. Oh, we were actually working, that's right, we were working about romance. So this is about empowerment. Change is still possible. And it is about really opening beyond the bounds of what you think is possible. So dream big. I did ask about work specifically, but I think, again, your radiance and your resonance is so strong. Ask for what you want, be clear of what you want in your being, and know that like it will come for you. And you know, one of the things I was talking about with the collective with everybody is like how we're moving through this collective shift, and it's very difficult. And I think it's even difficult to find the regular ways we used to manifest, right? Because things are changing, the pattern is changing, um the gateways are changing, and we're still in the threshold of what's being built. And so it's like, it's really, again, the more we can stand in our power and open in both to our radiance, or when we're moving through a mass purification time in our life, letting that happen, and then trust in the bigger form, the bigger flow, what is beyond what we think is possible, because that is what can be born. All right. So Lexi, any work coming for Lexi? Anything coming for Lexi? Yeah, right now, it's so interesting. Right now, my senses shift, but not with work. And I know that's what came up yesterday is there was going to be a potential possibility for work. But right now, so we've got 4 in reverse cards. I'm going to ask another card for clarity in a second. It's funny too, because we've got the 6 of Swords in reverse, which is saying stillness right now, peace, calm, not movement, right? So again, be in your radiance, be in the space of freedom, but know that it's not about you forcing anything or moving anything right now. And in that, there's a sense, this card came up for someone else today. It's the 4 of Wands in reverse. Positive card, right? Like even in reverse, it's not negative, but it's like sense of like stagnancy, sense of I want to move. I want things to flow. I'm ready for shift. And things are like just um like there's a slowness right now. There's a slowness to thing and a space of things where there's again, like it's the calm before, I don't want to say the storm, but a calm before the movement. And then the Page of Wands, wands are messages, they're energy flowing, they're new opportunities. So this was specifically asking about work. It's saying there's just, again, slowness there and stagnancy there, and there's not anything big coming your way in the work realm. So right there, very clear answer. I am going to pull up one more card just for clarity on Lexi's whole situation and related relation to last week as well. There's one card that can show me guidance energy for Lexi's flow. Okay, I'm going to pull 2 because that one's not super clear. Okay, I'm getting patience, right? So again, this is more around work, but we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So slowness, like, I don't want to say lack of flow, but like, just wait where you are. 3 of Pentacles in reverse, all reverses, all pentacles, right? Maybe at your current job or your current workplace, you're like, you're not happy there. You're like, I'm ready for shift. I'm ready for change. It's saying, give us space, give us peace, give time. It will come, but it's not coming now. And my sense is you're not supposed to know about it now because I just picked another card and it's the Knight of Wands. And it's like, nope, this is where you are. So I would like you to focus on freedom and the energy of Hina, putting the energy in yourself, letting your radiant and resonance grow, and knowing that it is going to attract the situations to you. I know last week we pulled the cards. It says big change coming soon. So it is coming. It's just right now, it's all unknown. And so give yourself permission to be in that space of like, okay, here I am. I'm waiting. Okay. So I hope that made sense. I want to say sorry, there's not more clarity, but actually there's a lot of clarity there. It just wasn't clarity of movement and flow. Okay. So Bob, it's good to see you. Are you still here, Bob? And if so, what is the message or what is the question you'd like to leave, or where would you like to open today? Okay, great. I don't know if I'll get a name. I'll be perfectly honest. If we were in a one-on-one session, I potentially could, but there's so much energy coming through right now. I can't promise anything, but we'll see what comes. And I'm going to just tune in. What kind of cards does Bob need to know? What cards does Bob need to work with today? And yes, I see you, Divyancha. You're next. Okay, Bob, I'm going to pull for you today just because I know you're going through a lot. I'm going to pull for you one of these crystal mandala oracle cards. And they're bigger cards. They have bigger energies. There's usually a ritual with them. I'm not sure if I can post the picture in the comments below, but if I can, I will. Just going to clear cards right now. Oh, and Chingy. Hi, I'm sorry. I totally forgot about Chingy. I think Chingy was before Divyancha. I'm sorry if I skipped you, sweetheart. Okay. I'll do 2 more readings after Bob, and then I'm going to be finished for the day. Okay. Okay, so this is the same card that came up. Oh, no, it's not. I thought it was when I looked at it. The same card that came up for Shelly, but it's not. I was like, wow. So this is actually, oh, this is a very powerful card. So this is the vision with Archangel Michael and the energy of Lapis Lazuli. So this is a very, very powerful card. So I know one of the things that came through for you was that was going to say that to ask for help. And it was very hard for you to see the help around you or to feel the help around you and to feel that. So the energy and the image of this card that comes very clearly is that ask your guides and angels for help. Archangel Michael in particular, even if you're like, I don't know who Archangel Michael is, call on his energy for help and support. You may or may not feel it, but the angels, especially in the energy of Archangel Michael, are very powerful beings that are here to support us and to bring us solace and peace, and also to clear away anything and anything that's in the way from us from finding center, I guess. They're here to help us bring ease, to help heal the world and heal the energy in that space. And then the energy of Lapis Lazuli is, again, connecting with something very deep and powerful. I see Lapis Lazuli as an energy that carries with it the wisdom of the ancient Egyptians and the codes and the energy that like predate our current DNA and current fields. And so tapping into the energy of something that is beyond your knowledge or beyond your understanding at this time. This is going to sound, I'm going to own it. This is going to sound like total bullshit with everything that you're going through. For those of you that are like, what's she talking about? Bob had shared some of his story last week. So he's going through a big personal loss and grief and change, right? So when I say it's going to sound like bullshit, it's like trying to hand it over to a higher power or to trust that this is part of a greater plan that you know nothing about, right? That your being can't understand. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't feel grief. It doesn't mean that you're not going through hell on earth, but there's more at play here and for you here. And so call on the angels for help. I believe it's too early for you to start envisioning like the next steps or starting to tune into the next steps, but there is an energy of vision, right? Like of coming into a greater awareness than just what you're going through in your personal and emotional level and on that heart level. And like, where can you open to a bigger space, a bigger energy, or perhaps a bigger connection to the divine in whatever way the divine shows up for you. So really just inviting and inviting you to open and to call on these greater beings for help and to support. Again, call on your beautiful wife for support too, because remember, she is there to help you. And I'm going to take a moment and just tune in. So I'd like you to take a moment, Bob, and you may or may not feel this, but I'd like you to take a moment and just open to the warm and beautiful embrace of her love and the love also of the divine. But there's so much love coming at you right now, holding you, asking you to receive its energy and its power, its flow. The words that are coming through for your loved one, and again, I'm not going to say a name. There are a couple sort of energies coming through, not different energies. The energy is the same, but or the strong, but the names. But again, I just, because I have so many people on here, I don't want to scatter that. But she's saying sort of like, look at me. She's standing right in front of you right now and just saying, look at me, open to me, feel me. And she's not doing that to keep her with you, but so that you can just feel some support, so that you can feel her love. She wants you to open your eyes. And again, by saying this, she's not trying to hurry you along or anything, but she's like, you can open your eyes. She's like, I want to help you move forward. I want to help you take the next steps. Okay. And she is still very present and there for you. And she's there to help you. And if I can, I will place this card, the picture down below, and I will also put the ritual down below. I might not be able to put it in comments, so we'll just see if I can, or if I can find a link to it somewhere. But sending you so, so, so much love, Bob. Hi, Brick Gamer Girl. Unfortunately, I've got 2 more readings and they're already taken. I've been on for an hour, but I am here. And Bob, I'll answer your question in a second. I am here every Tuesday at 2. Feel free to subscribe to my site and you'll find out when I'm on. It'll give you an announcement. And Bob, yeah, you might get nothing back and you might not hear her. And I think that's why she's saying partly open your eyes. Not that you're going to see her, but when we're in so much grief or so much heaviness, and I'm getting another clarity here, it's very hard for us to access and to tune in. And that's very normal. And then this card, the vision, that's some of what it's about. Ask Archangel Michael for support and ask him to bring his sword in to clear the veils for you, which might help it be easier for you to feel or to sense her energy. And that's part of why actually that card came up, was so that you can call on him for help. Okay. All right. And so, hi, Chingy. It's lovely to have you here with us. Can I get a current energy check of your husband, Vijay? Okay, and you're in Kalpana. Okay, beautiful. Yes, my pleasure, Bob. Where in India is Kalpana? Okay, beautiful. Okay, so yeah, and I see you, Divyancha. You're my last reading today, so you'll definitely be in. Okay, so Chingy, I'm just going to take a moment and see what comes through. What card? Okay, so Chingy, for you, I'm going to start just with the Rider-Waite cards and we'll open up to them. Yeah, what state in India are you in, Chingy? I've traveled I've spent over, the first time I went there, I was there for a year. And then the second time I went there, I was there for 6 months. So I don't think I've been to Kalpana, but been to many states. So I'm just clearing the cards. Okay. And coming in for Chingy, coming in with Chingy. Beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Okay. I've been to both those states. Okay. What does Chingy need to know about her husband, Vijay? Current energy check. So your husband Vijay is going through stuff, right? He's going through a hard time. The image I got when I tuned in is that he's putting on a brave face, or he's putting on a face to the world that isn't necessarily in alignment with his like deeper soul connection or his deeper feelings right now. I don't know if he's moving through a hard time, if he's feeling depressed about something. He doesn't feel like depressed in a way that you need to like worry about him, but disconnected on some level from source, right? And disconnected on some level from who he is or what he wants to be and where he wants to flow. And this is bringing tremendous challenge on some level to you, perhaps in your relationship. It's like he's not able to show up in the way that you need him to. And at the same time, you're feeling, okay, perfect. Okay. Because that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like there's a sense of like disconnect and stuff like that there. And so yeah, he's in sort of a challenging space. And so like the first card I got was the Fool in reverse. So the first thing that comes here with the Fool in reverse is, I don't want to say like new beginnings aren't possible, but like there is not time necessarily for a fresh start, right? Like there is not clarity for like the way to move forward, or the way to move forward doesn't feel so easy. It doesn't feel like so like, oh, like it's so clear. I can just move out into it. There's a lot of history there. There's a lot of energy there. Sorry, Suman, I don't have time for any more readings today. Feel free to join me next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Central Time. And so there is sort of like a sense of like stagnancy. I think he feels sad about it. I think on some level, well, I'll just read the card. It's a five of swords, and 5 of swords, it's like he's like wherever he's at, like he's sort of gotten his way, or he's gotten his space in a place of like I don't know if he's stubborn, if that's the right word, but like he's going to cut off his nose to spite his face a little bit, right? Like, and that's sort of what he does or keeps doing, right? Like there's something within him and he's too afraid to own like his true feelings, or he's too afraid to like speak. Like he's got some armor around him or protection about him. And like I said, some of it is because he's sad, some of it's because he's lonely, some of it's because he's moving through things, and some of it is also like, well, it also means I have to own my stuff, right? And so this leaves you being in a place of feeling stuck, feeling unsettled, feeling not like the queen, right? Probably having lots of feelings like frustration, perhaps anger, like why can't he, I'm going to say the words like man up, or why can't he express himself? Why can't there be a space like of at least clarity? Because he's not owning any clarity in either way or either direction. And so the next card that came up is strength, and it's all about taming things with love, right? And so it's not about going to him and like just giving him your love or being loving or going in that way, but it's like, where can you find a gentleness to the situation? What he's going through is, it's something that like really on some level it's affecting you deeply, but it has nothing to do with you. It's his own stuff. It's his own fear. It's his own ability to own his feelings and his emotions. It's his own ability. It's his own disability to really make change, right? And to stand up for change. And like I said, like I don't know if there's depression or something else like that's in there. And so for you, where can you come to a place of softness and love? Where can you come to a place of like just holding that space? If you do prayer or mantra or anything like that, even doing a puja for him, right? If you're of the Hindu belief system, something like that, just something where you can find a gentleness there. But it's also a self-love for yourself, in a place where you can find a gentleness for yourself, for your own lack of frustration, for your own frustration and your own space, right? Yes. Okay. Well, then, I'm going to just own it completely. He probably is doing the same things, right? When we look at the cards, it's like he's probably doing that same thing, and you can't save him. So when we look at this, I'm going to just ask if there's a card for you right now, because you can't change him. And he, like that Fool in reverse, obviously means like he's not. Yeah, addiction actually came up. That was one of the things that came up for me when I felt that card. 1 second. If there's anything Chinga needs right now to be able to move forward or to know. Yeah, move forward. So it's the Hanged Man in reverse. When the Hanged Man is right side up, it's all about waiting. It's all about waiting and being in the flow, trusting in the greater experience of spirit. It's like knowing there's a greater purpose for something, and giving yourself over. When it's right side up, and we're looking at major arcana here as well. Hold on, there's another major arcana that we'll work with. It's giving yourself that permission to make some movement. So it's really is about stopping waiting for him. It's not holding yourself back. Now, in the constructs of the law and society, I don't know what choices you have there, but it's time for you to start like, what is it that I need? What is it that I want? And what is it that can make me happy? And what are the steps I can take towards that? And I'm sure you already are a year and a half in, but it's sort of like, okay, I can't just sit here and wait anymore. It's time for me to move forward. And I would hold that strength card with it in the sense of tenderness and gentleness to yourself, and also finding balance and finding a space of balance, a place where you can say, okay, I can be emotional about this, but I can also be pragmatic about this. And from here, I move forward in space and place. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just holding you in so much love right now. I just really want you to know that I'm holding you in so much love. And again, in your culture and your society, I know how even more difficult it is here than in the West. Okay. I'm holding your daughter too. And again, that tenderness and love for her as well, right? That tenderness and love and space. I'm gonna just pull one more card, and then I'll be with you. I just want to pull for your daughter if there's just one card that can help you or support you with her. As you do the healing, her health will improve, right? As you do the healing, her health will improve. The Three of Swords in reverse and everything just falling out. And so know there's a healing process happening. There's things flowing. My sense is she's a very open and sensitive being. And as you start to make some steps and movements and keep doing what you're doing, there will be more health for her. And a lot of that energy will shift. So very, very positive things to come, but having to continue to move through it all. And my last reading for today, oh my God, we've gone over, but I do want to honor you, Divyansha, and wonderful to have you here from Uttar Pradesh. I have been there. Yeah, so your question is, what is coming towards you in the upcoming months in love and career? I'm just going to take a moment. Again, for those of you just joining in, feel free to follow me. Feel free to check out my website. I'm here every Tuesday at 2. And also looking forward to offering more via my my YouTube. Astrology, human design, channeling. Okay, so I'm going to work with my good old cards that I'm working with today. I'm going to work with the Ascended Master cards first for you, Divyansha. And then, yeah, so I'm very happy to take your question. And then I'll pull a couple of the other cards. Okay, so what do we need to know here? So he's looking towards love and career. Anything that Divyansha needs to know? She needs. Card came up for someone else today. I love it when the guides are with me. So this is Thoth, the Egyptian god, and this is the energy right. And as we do the energy and it says right, what do you want? Like, get that energy out there, get that energy flowing, write in your journal, write a list, be that channel and be that energy, getting things flowing, and know that as you write, there will become more clarity and it'll start to create the ground for spirit to manifest into earth and into that space of being. Sorry, my I don't know if you guys are getting it, but I'm getting a little stalling on my end. I'm sorry if the internet is slowing down. And so writing can be very, very helpful for you right now. And I think being clear on what it is that you'd like, both with your work and both with love. Okay. And then let's clear these cards. And again, here we go. What does Divyansha need to know rework in career and love? Could you see some movement for you, Divyansha? I think some things moving forward for you, either in one or both of the situations. Let's just see what comes up. So you've been in a period of rest. Oh, yes. Okay. This is a great. Okay. Okay. I'm actually pulled 6 cards for you because there were 3 major arcana at the end. So thank you very much. You've been in a period of rest. You've been in a period of sort of holding things forward and holding energy forward, like from not forward, but holding things down. And it's sort of like, when's the energy wanting to move? Like, when am I going to have some opportunities here? Well, you've got 2 kings right away, King of Cups and King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, job opportunities, whether in your job now or in the future, potential and possibility for wealth, for help, for support. So this speaks to me that there is going to be an opportunity or continued success in your career. There is going to be an energy of being able to, have abundance and flow. Yeah, so your issues in career or love are going to work out. They really are going to work out. Now, there is going to be change and shift. I want to be clear about it. We have the King of Cups. King of Cups, right side up, right? So this is an opportunity. And I didn't ask if you're male. Okay, you're doing a PhD. Perfect. So could be professor. This could be, again, another opportunity, but there's going to be something or someone there that's going to help you. There's going to be something or someone there with this King of Pentacles that's going to come your way. And same with the King of Cups. Now, I'm not sure. I'm wondering, Divya, I'm wondering if you're female. So King of Cups, again, a love interest coming in, something coming in, an opportunity there for this wealth of love, beauty, connection. So even though there's issues, there is going to be these opportunities coming in for you. Great. I'm just about done, Mary. I'm on my last reading for right now. I'll be here next Tuesday at 2, though, 2 Central Time. So some of what you might be going through right now is this magician energy, and this energy, perfect. So there will be someone coming through. And right now, some of it's muddled is because of this magician energy and this energy of stagnancy, right? Like of not being clear. Your last partner, perhaps in 2002, there was some healing that needed to happen. There was some shifting that needed to happen. Things were feeling a little bit stuck. Things were feeling a little bit like not clear, right? And it's felt sort of muddled and felt sort of stuck in that area. And so that's changing. Things are shifting. We've got the Death card. Death is great. You're not going to die. To me, it speaks about a lot of movement, especially with the card afterwards. There's going to be a shift. You're going to be releasing the old to open into the new. And with that, there's going to be, thank you very much. Feel free to follow my page. Very much positive change. Very, very much positive change. I think it's cutting away some of the old karma that you've been in, some of the old stuff that's been going on, the stagnancy in the holding period, because the final card that came up is the Hermit, and you're coming off the mountain. You're coming back into society. You're coming back into a place where you're going to be able to share what you're here to do and the work you're here to do. You're going to be able to be here and be more present in society and a space of a heart and a heart and emotional connection. And I just find it so like funny because you asked about love and career, and we got, okay, you've been in a period of sleep, healing, rest. And then all of a sudden, we've got the King of Pentacles and King of Cups. So there's going to be these powerful forces and powerful energies coming that way. With the stagnancy of the Magician and the upside down, might be slow for a little while. And then from there, there's going to be opening into a letting go of what was into the newness. You're coming into a birth, and you're coming down off that mountain to really like live in a bigger way. So it feels really good. Yeah, I think good things are coming, really coming. And you're going to succeed. You're going to succeed at your career. You're going to succeed in anything you put your mind to. And so know that. So I'll just give it a minute for the things to come in and or to catch up. Feel free to follow my page. Feel free to meet me here. I'm here every Tuesday at 2. And check out my websites. I will be offering more things soon, astrology, channeling, and I do offer a beautiful journey online via Zoom at 7 p.m. Central Time. You can join in virtually and by recording. It's the first Tuesday of the month, and you'll find it on my website. So, so much love to you all. Bye. Namaste. Well, I got to figure out how to shut this down. I do this every time. Okay, let's just take me a moment. Bye. Thank you so much, Mary. Hope to see you next week. Okay, and it'll just take me a second to figure out how to shut it down. Bye, everybody. Lots of love to you. Bye. Okay.